Hello, Garry families. Welcome to this week's episode of the Garry 5, where we bring our Garry home to your home. This week we have Dr. Watson with us. She has got so much to share, so I'm going to kick it over to her. Dr. Watson, what do you have?
Thank you, Devony. Well, I may go over the 5-minute time limit that we typically have because I'm going to give you some academic information, and I'll go kind of fast. I promise not to go longer than 10 minutes, but it'll be a little longer than 5. I want to give you a first semester check about how our kids are doing academically after the first semester. And at the end of this, I'll show you how this relates to PLID coming up on February 14th, this Friday. First, I'm going to let you know, in terms of the percentage of kids who passed all classes. Well, the 6th and the 7th graders, they tied. 69% of all students, almost 70, are passing all classes. I don't think that's very good. I would love it if we were up in the 80% range. But what I want for you parents to do, 6th and 7th grade parents, be sure to check in with your kids on their Power School grades for first semester. Unfortunately, the 8th graders didn't fare as well as the 6th and the 7th graders, with only 62% passing all classes. This is a little shocking for me as a principal because 8th graders typically do a little better because they have high school on the horizon. They tend to be more mature in their academics, and knowing part of being in school and being prepared for graduation and being prepared for college is you've got to do a lot of work. So this was a little bit alarming right here. Well, let's talk about MAP testing. So the measures of academic progress. Remember, you've seen several videos from me, and it's all about growth. And growth is about, regardless of where students are at academically, when they're here for 9 months at Garry, we expect you to grow academically 9 months worth of learning. If you were a 6th grader who happened to be a little bit behind and you struggle in reading, and let's say you were reading at a 4th grade level, well, we're here to help you, and after 9 months at Garry, we expect you to grow 9 months and be a stronger student, getting closer to a 5th grade reading level, maybe even a 6th grade reading level. An alarm would be if you were a 6th grader here reading at a 4th grade level, and all through the year, you didn't grow. You just academically stagnated, and hopefully you didn't get worse, right? So when we took the MAP test at the beginning of the year in September, the kids knew you'd take another progress check and take that test again in December to track your growth. And they all tracked it in reading, math, and science in their advisory classes. So all kids know whether they went up or they went down. Well, let's take a look at how the kids did. So for reading, the 6th graders actually went down in reading, and the 7th graders went up, and the 8th graders went down. Wow, this was really disappointing, and we're talking about an average, clearly. So that was disappointing, and even some kids, it was kind of interesting, some kids who get good grades and do really well, they actually experience going down a little bit. So there's some good questions about from the kids pondering and thinking about why that would happen. In math, well, the news was all good in math. All 3 grade levels grew and improved. That doesn't mean all kids grew, but on an average they did. And for science, the news was 6th graders and 7th graders improved, and the 8th graders, on the average, decreased. Well, this PLID on Friday, Valentine's Day, while all the kids are off, all the certificated staff, meaning administrators, teachers, and counselors, we're all going to be gathered for some professional development, and part of what we're going to be doing is talking about this. What are we experiencing with kids, their attitudes? Some kids don't like taking tests, and they specifically tank their results thinking they're being funny. We know some kids who are doing that. So we'll be talking about how we continue to motivate kids to do their best in all of their classes for these results to academically improve, because what it means is kids are growing and they're learning inside their brain and they're getting smarter. So that's what we're going to be doing on Friday. What you can do, parents, to help us is continue to talk with your kids about working hard like we do. We have posters in all the classes that say our schoolwork expectations are that kids 100% completed to the best of your ability. We ask kids to complete everything. Even when you don't understand, you write your best answer down. And why? Because first of all, it says you're willing to work hard. And second, it allows a teacher to see inside your brain so they can help you. So when kids just say, I didn't turn it in because I didn't know how to do it, that's their easy way to not struggle with the work. That's a cop-out. That answer is not okay. It shouldn't be okay for you as a parent. It's not okay around here. Because we know that all kids are capable of putting some kind of an answer down on paper. Try hard, struggle with it, and then the teacher can look at their work and go, oh, I understand why you don't know how to do this. Let me show you how to do that. And they give them good feedback. So just a little checkup. You know that I'll give you another one in April when they take MAP testing again, and we'll have kids chart their results and show their growth. Believe me, all kids know whether they grew or didn't grow in reading, math, and science.
So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, or you can reach out to their counselors. They can send you that MAP report, but your students should know, so check in with them. So thank you for joining us this week for this week's episode of the Garry 5, and check in next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.